Good morning, Naina. How are you?
Good morning, Nabila. I am good. How are you?
Very well. Are you feeling cold?
No, I'm not going to complain.
Oh, that's very good. Okay, that's good. Good. That's good. All right. So now the good news is, we are on step 2.
Yes.
Um,
Closer to the...
Yes, exactly. Of this incredible You program, right? And in this, we're going to talk about something called coding.
Okay.
IPC, Integrated Power Coding.
The computer coding?
Well, you'll come to know. Keep that curiosity on.
Okay.
So if you can turn to page number 34, I'm just going to have a little bit of a reading instruction here,
Okay.
and just we'll go along it together.
Alright.
Right. So about integrated power coding, right?
Mm.
So what exactly is this? Now this incredible You works deep in your mind to shift the blockages that prevent you from moving ahead. Integrated power coding, it's a process that helps you understand how you have been coded and how you remove the negative coding that you have that you may have never been aware of, right?
Okay.
So over time, thoughts can become codes, and these codes are the meaning we give to the world we live in,
Okay.
right? So now, like baselines, your coding motivates you, inspires you, and it might even crush you. That is if it's a negative coding, right? So you integrate your codes without even realizing it.
Okay. So what's the difference between a coding and a baseline if it's exactly the same thing?
Baselines are very difficult to change until, of course, there's a very dramatic event which happens. Coding is easy to change, and you'll know why it is easy to change because
Okay.
we're going to change the coding, right?
Oh, okay.
So now about coding, they will be collected over time from your family, from your friends, from social media, TV, etc., and also from your experiences, right?
Okay.
It is usually easier to change a code. Now that is the good news. It's usually easier to change a code than it is to radically change a baseline, because coding happens as a result of interpreting an event or situation at a specific point in time.
Okay.
Right? It is just a one-point interpretation of an event which has happened, but baseline we've lived with it throughout our life. So
Okay.
baseline is more strong, but coding is very easy to change because it's a one-point interpretation, right? So there are basically two fundamental types of codes, right? The power codes, as we call them, they can be divided into two major types. So we have the encode and we have the e-codes,
Okay.
right? So what is encode? Encodes are these codes, they usually end up with an answer or statement that makes you feel awful. Like for example, I never do anything right. Everyone is always against me. So if you were coded this way, you would feel really bad. You would feel awful, right?
Negative.
Exactly. That's why encode, right?
Okay.
Then you have the e-codes. Now these codes, they usually end up with an answer or statement that is empowering and it gives you drive and strength. Now for example, I'm strong enough to find a way always. I never quit because I'm a winner. So very strong statements. You can just feel the energy in these statements, right? Now the majority of the people have no idea how they are coded. They don't have a clue what's running in the background of their minds. They can't see the real direction. They can't see that the real direction is given by the e-codes and the encodes. We can define our codes and eliminate all encodes that destroy us, right? Now, another thing, if your baselines are clear and you have no idea how you're coded, then you'll not understand why things don't work for you. So eventually what's going to happen is, you might, for example, your baseline might be, let's say, one of your baselines.
Love.
Okay, one of your baseline is love, and one of, let's say, there is, you have a negative coding in you because of a childhood incident, let's say, which has put in something like, if you've had any negative incident, let's say, with a teacher.
Yeah, nobody loves me kind of a thing.
Yeah, exactly. You might have felt that at some point,
Yeah.
so that, it's like, you feel nobody loves you because of teacher might have been a little
Yeah.
bad with you while you were a child, while your baseline is love. So your baseline says that, you're a person who needs love, but your coding says that I don't, nobody loves me. So the
Yeah.
thing is, both these two things, they keep clashing. So that is why, it is very important that the baseline and the codes, they align with each other.
Okay.
Right? That is the reason it is very, very important to get rid of that negative coding. Right? So that is why when people don't understand their baselines and their coding are not in alignment, that is the reason they'll probably have mood swings, they'll be angry, they'll have outbursts, and they'll even be in depression, because
yeah.
they're not recognizing that these two things are not in alignment, and it is very important that they need to be in alignment for you to produce results and for you to be happy, right?
Correct.
Right? So when codes and baselines are not aligned, they then you can try working hard for the rest of your life and nothing will stay permanent, right?
Okay.
So now the events that change everything. Now as a child, we often experience events or see things that defines what you believe about the world. That's true, right? Now these beliefs, they're called codes.
Okay.
What makes the event important is not the intensity, greatness, or the significance of the event itself, but the importance you have given it unconsciously, forming a lifelong belief or set of beliefs around the event. Right? So most of adults have at least 5 or 8 defining moments.
Okay.
You understand that?
Yeah.
So it might not be something very major to somebody else, but the thing is, for you it might have been something very small, but then for you it has become a defining moment, right?
Okay.
So now, for example, I'll just give you an example of a positive and a negative one, right? So if you look at your manual, it says Sheila's teacher shouted at her in school for doing the homework wrong, and she called Sheila an idiot, and that was a defining moment. And what was the code that Sheila formed? She thought that Sheila formed a code that she's not good enough at studies to match up to the teacher's expectations, right? That was the code she's formed. Another example. Now, in spite of bad results, John's father praised him on his efforts to put in for his final exams. That was a defining moment. Something negative happening, but then look at that. What was the code formed because of his father acting positively? That John now has made a decision to increase his efforts even more and make his dad proud. So that is the code he has formed out of that.
Yeah.
Right? So once you have formed a code, your brain will start hunting for evidence to prove it true so that you can hold on to it.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes the brain will make things appear in the way you want them, so that the code is constantly fed evidence to confirm it's true. And this is where codes get integrated. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
I mean, we never really paid attention to
Yeah,
that.
absolutely. You always blame that particular incident, but you don't know how and why it's still running in your head. It
Exactly.
could be so many years,
Exactly.
but it's still running. Why is it stored over there still?
Now, imagine a seedling. You plant it and start to water it. You have a choice to water it with nutrients or with slow killing poison.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the more you water it, the more the code gets integrated to confirm the code. If you pour nutrient water over the poison seedling, it will not believe it has nutrients. It will believe it's not worthy and kill the power of the nutrients. Isn't it?
Yeah.
As the years go by, the codes will become so strong that you will see the world through it. You're stacked up with these encodes. You're going to have a terrible life then. Over the years, you build up so much evidence to support the belief that it becomes integrated in you, and you don't even think to question it as an adult, and that is so true.
Yeah. Like just said, you just blame that incident, but
Yes.
you never made a conscious effort to forget it. It's just that when somebody talks or when you remember it, it's so fresh in your head.
Exactly.
And it's not helping you at all. It's
Exactly.
embarrassing you
Exactly.
more.
But
So-
I think the carry home message should be this, that you can't change the past, but you can change your interpretation of the past.
Mhm.
And you can reintegrate your codes to power codes to serve, support, nurture, and challenge if you choose to.
Yeah, it's a
I think
strong
this
word.
should
If
be
you
the
choose to.
yes,
Yeah, it's a choice
exactly,
that we make.
exactly.
Yeah.
This should be the carry home message. the positive one is listed on page 40, and
Okay.
the same thing for the negative event you have on page 42. So
Okay.
you need to answer these, write down,
Okay.
and I'll give you some time,
Alright.
and then we'll get back again in some time.
Okay, fine.
Yeah,
fair
that's
enough.
fine. Any
Yeah.
questions?
No, pretty much clear.
All right, perfect, perfect.
Alright.
I'll see you in some time then.
Okay.
All right,
Alright.
take care. Bye bye.
Bye.
Okay, that's fine. Hi, Naina.
Hello, Nabila.
So, are you ready with the answers?
Yes.
Start with the first one, the positive moment. Can you tell me one of your positive defining moments?
Oh, there are so many, but this one is very close to
Okay.
me. Because if I go to page 40 so the defining moment was moving to Bangalore. How old was I? I was fresh out of college, like 2021 kinds. What happened? Who was there and what was said? Oh my God, so many things happened. Best Manager Award, interstate events, faculty, students. I was declared the winner among the best. It was basically just great moments, right? What did I tell myself? Obviously, I said, I'm too good. Because I did not expect to win that title. There were so many participants from different states, from different colleges, and the best of the best. And I winning, it was amazing. What would you want it to happen? Obviously, I wanted to win the title, and I won the title. Which great thing did you learn from this event? Oh, I definitely felt I was better than what I am. Then better than what people thought I was. So my E-code over there was, Nana, you can work hard.
Okay.
So that was mine. Nana, you can stay positive. Because I never participated in events thinking that मुझसे नहीं होता है, छोड़ कौन जीतेगा, कौन hard work करेगा types, you know. So I was like, no, I can work hard, I can win. I have the confidence. And
So, what positive beliefs you adopted, and how now they're helping you to excel?
More positive beliefs, believe in me and myself, and I still carry that till date.
Huh? This was about your positive defining moment.
Oh no.
How about the negative one?
I'm going to start crying now.
Ah,
So the event was when I was in my early teens, and the defining moment is gully cricket, okay?
okay.
Yeah, what happened, who was there and what was said, oh, I was not allowed to play cricket. My brothers were turned on me. Who was there, it was obviously only boys, and what they said was girls can't play cricket. What did I tell myself? Well, I said I'm a girl. And girl in the sense like I'm a loser. You know, girl was like a
So
mark
it was,
that I wanted
it was
to
only at
erase.
that time that you took girl as a loser.
Yes, I took girl as somebody who I didn't want to be. That moment when he said you're a girl, it was like an abuse. You know, because they're having fun and I'm sitting on the off road because I'm just watching them. But I want to have fun like the way they are having. What would you want to have happen? Obviously, I wanted to play cricket. Probably I wanted to be like a boy, turn me into a boy and really allow me to play and I'll show him what I am. Like, you know, give him like sixes and fours every time he plays, turns his ball and me types. Which great thing did you learn from this event? I don't know whether it was a great thing, but I definitely didn't want to be a girl anymore because of what he said. So it was not a great thing, but I definitely wanted to show him that in spite of being a girl, I can bring you down. If I had that opportunity. Which end codes have you been carrying? Obviously, I didn't want to be a girl.
So what is the end code that you've been carrying?
I didn't like myself being a girl.
So what did you tell yourself?
I'm not a boy. End codes would be. End code was like, see over there the girl word is like an abuse. The end code that I've been carrying is like, shit, I'm a girl. You know, at that
But then
age.
at that time, you know, what did you tell yourself?
See, at that time I was a little girl, right? This is what I'm trying to say, that girl for me was a negative thing.
Right.
Today I can stand for a girl, but back then, that was a negative thought that went in my head. Saying, I'm a girl, damn, I'm a girl.
So which is equivalent to saying I'm a loser.
Yes, that's what you can say, yeah.
Okay.
I hated myself for being a girl. It was that strong. Nothing about me was likable.
So I mean, this. So is this a negative belief that you adopted after that? That you were a girl and you were a loser,
And I can't play sports like the boys.
so you adopted that, and
Yeah.
then how did that stop you from excelling in future?
I would not go ask them.
Why it's important for you to get rid of this negative belief, and how do you think this would make your life better?
It was important at that stage because my decisions were not right, because I didn't look at the right way of looking at things to take a decision. So that's why it was very important, because if I was not told that, if that boy said, no, Nana, you will get hurt, or no, Nana, you're not prepared for this game yet, because this is going to be a little bit, a manly game, and you might get hurt yourself, or you need to train yourself first, like play with the rubber ball and not the seasoned ball. I would understand that, okay, it's something to do with skill set, it's nothing to do with me being a girl. If he had explained to me those lines, then I would still believe that it's about skill set. I wouldn't say, oh, it's nothing to do with me being a girl. I, for a good number of years, believed that sports is not for girls. I studied in a girls' school. I never participated in any sports for a good number of years. So I ruined my sports career, which probably would be my career. I'm not sure if you want to.
Excellent.
I'm
so happy for you, really.
Thank you.
So happy for you.
Thank you.
And so I'm going to see you again next week.
I'm looking forward to it.
And
this is very exciting.
with probably new revelations.
Okay.
So I hope you this is not leaving a bad taste in your mouth, because
no,
you said
no.
and negative moments and negative defining
this
moments.
is the transformation.
Exactly.
Even if it is negative,
Right.
thanks to the course, it gives you a positive hope that at the end of this week or this exercise, you're not going to be negative anymore.
So
because,
true.
Yeah, so that's the power
So
of
happy for you.
programs.
So happy for you.
Thank you.
So happy for you.
Yeah.
So I'll see you next week again.
Yes.
Take care.
Please. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. You too.
Bye.